Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of the Golden Gooner Show with your host, Shannon Golden. So, Arsenal 4, PSV no. I think that was just the perfect way to come back into the Champions League. At the start of the game while the anthem was on, I was one of those Arsenal fans singing along. If you look at my story, you'll see that I was singing. It was so great to be back, and I think the boys put on an absolutely class performance, professional, efficient, and ruthless. I think, it's exactly what I think every Arsenal fan hoped for. It was a good start, getting a goal within the first 10 minutes is always great, especially with it being Saka, man. I couldn't have been happier. And then, get a quick goal, not too like another 10 minutes later from Trossard, and then just, 10 minutes or so after that, you get Jesus on the score sheet. And I just think from the back to the front, we were sublime. I think Arteta's changes were great as well. I think we got everything from that game. We got the 3 points, we got the performance. Arteta was able to rotate. So that for me was just the perfect way to come back into the Champions League. I think the team's overall performance was fantastic. I think it was great to see us, start off strongly. A good start at the Emirates is always good for us and for confidence. I think to get the goal, like I said, in the first 10 minutes, the pressure, the intensity that we had, I think that's literally what was the root cause behind such a great performance, that the players were up for it. The stadium was up for it. Just everything was just perfect in terms of the team's performance. I think from goalkeeper to attack, I think we were looking good. I think Raya looked very assured and confident on the ball. His catching was great. Defensively, I think, yes, there were a few moments where I think Ben White and Zinchenko, maybe looked like their wingers had the better of them, but overall, I think the covering was great. So that was also, we able to stifle them in that regard. Saliba and Gabriel were immense yesterday for me. I think, they're just forming such a great partnership. I think that we don't realize how good a centre-back partnering we have, especially, being two young centre-backs, but one right-footed, one left-footed. They just balance each other so well. I think I'm so happy that Gabriel is back in the team. I think in the midfield, I think Rice had a very solid game. Cleaned up where he needed to, covered well in for Zinchenko and White, in terms of supporting them when they were under, pressure from their wingers that they were facing, in Lang and Bakayoko. And then you look at Odegaard, who for me was man of the match. I think I'll speak about him more when I do my top 3 players. Havertz, I think, had quite a good game. I don't think he was like an 8 out of 10, but he was a good, for me, 6.5, maybe even 7, if I'm being generous. But I think it was a solid performance from Havertz. I think on the ball he was good. You can see he's still lacking a bit of confidence, but it was the most confident I had seen him play. So, and then obviously our front 3 each getting a goal, you can't be any happier than that. And yeah, the subs came on, the levels didn't drop, so I think that was fantastic. So for me, the man of the match was Martin Odegaard. I think everything that was good about us yesterday went through Odegaard. He was so influential. Look at his goal. Look at Saka's goal. He was involved there. Look at Jesus' goal. He's literally next to Jesus, so he was always looking to be a threat. He was never shying away from the ball. He was keeping the tempo going, up until the 90th minute, he was the one asking for the ball, moving it, just being that conductor that we all know he can be. And then I think another standout player for me was Jesus. I think Jesus was on point yesterday. I think that was one of the best performances I've seen from him. I think that he really showed us what we miss when he's not in the team. It's no disrespect to Eddie, and I think Eddie is a completely different striker, but Jesus just links the rest of the team. I feel like we can score more goals when Jesus is in. And not that he will necessarily score them. I just think we look way more threatening with the type of striker that he is in the team at the moment. So I'm very happy with his performance. And then I think I'll give a notable shout out to Gabriel. I think, a lot of people might put Saliba on, but I think Gabriel had quite a solid performance yesterday. I think, he won his challenges, won his duels, against the young. Obviously, the young bounce between him and Saliba, but I don't think Gabriel gets enough credit for, his performances. I think, especially when he's playing on the side of Zinchenko, I think Zinchenko defensively is a bit weaker than White. So you would think that Saliba's got the stronger of the fullbacks on his side. So I think Gabriel was great at that. His carries, the way he carries the ball. He does that pass to Trossard was great. So that was fantastic from Gabriel. So that was my top 3 players. I think also Mikel Arteta deserves a special mention. I think he got his team selection right. He did surprise me with Raya. I thought Ramsdale would start, but I think Arteta's probably just seeing it as, what, this is the team that I'm picking and I'm choosing. I don't think if he'll feel pressured into playing Ramsdale if he doesn't want to, or playing Raya if he doesn't want to, in that matter of fact. I think he'll just play the team that he's comfortable with. I didn't expect, I wouldn't say I didn't expect Kai Havertz to start, but he wasn't in my predicted 11, but I think, Havertz did have a good game. I think Arteta was right to start him in this game. He offered us a lot. Being able to shift between positions, I think he will get that breakthrough. And again, I think Arteta, the way he set us up in terms of the way we were in position, the way we were out of position, we didn't look like we were going to really concede. Yes, PSG might have been threatening on the wings, but it was always the cutbacks, and we actually, had a man to block those out every time it was cut back to the edge of whether it was the 6-yard box or the 18 area. We didn't really give them many chances. And then substitutions, good subs. I think it was great for me to see Saka come off around the 55th minute. Zinchenko coming off. It was just great. Saka doesn't often get time to rest like that. So for me, that was fantastic. I think not just that we got to rotate, but also that we got players like Smith Rowe who came on, who I thought had a good game. It was nice to see him on the field. Nelson, I think, was good. Vieira looked confident once again. You got your little Jorginho cameo, which I'm a big fan of. I always like when Jorginho comes on. I think he gives us a lot of assurity. So yeah, for me, Arteta really got everything spot on. Looking forward to the North London derby. I think this win was very important. I think it was a good confidence booster for many players. I think they, not to mention the guys that scored for the defense, keeping another clean sheet. So that's 2 in 2. And then you're getting guys like Nelson and Smith who came on and really had a big impact in the game. I think both of them looked like they could score, create a chance, which is great to see. And it will be important for the upcoming months. People were saying why Smith Rowe's not getting his games, etc. But Arteta did mention to say, we're not playing that many games. And I look, the first time we have a double or 2 games in a week, or even 3 games in a week, I should rather say, Arteta throws on Smith Rowe and Nelson, and they get significant minutes. So that was great for me to see. So I think for the North London derby, I think we should be confident. I do think we will win. I will do a preview show or preview video for the North London derby, and I'll give my thoughts more about it then. But I do think that we can be confident of beating Spurs in the weekend. I think this performance really just raised the morale of the players and the fans. I think the stadium is going to be rocking, especially after being back in the Champions League. That nice dirty 1-0 win at Everton last week. That scintillating performance yesterday just sets it up brilliantly for the derby on Sunday. So yeah, I would delve more into that when I do my video for this weekend.